Hi there once again, and welcome back to the Next Gen Guide to English Grammar. This lesson is about the present perfect tense in English, or how we talk about an action at an unspecified point in time in the past, or an action over a duration of time from the past up until now. As usual, by the end of this lesson, you should be able to understand and explain the parts of a present perfect sentence. You should also be able to understand and explain how to ask and answer questions in the present perfect tense. Have you written that down? Now, the present perfect is certainly not the most obvious name when it comes to verb tenses. It doesn't really deal with the present, and it doesn't really have anything to do with being perfect either. We use the present perfect for two main reasons. The first one is to talk about an action at an unspecified point in time in the past. This means that it's not important exactly when something happened. All we are really interested in is that it happened before now. Maybe it happened a long time ago, or maybe it was just a short time ago. Exactly when isn't important. All we know is that an action happened at some point in the past. For example, I've been to Turkey. In this example, we know that at some point in the past, the person speaking was in Turkey. What we don't know is exactly when. Usually, if a person says something like this, it's because there isn't a need to go into detail, as the most important information that we need is did something happen, rather than when did something happen. So other examples like we've seen this movie or she's found a new job also let us know that something happened in the past, but not exactly when. It's important to note here that when using the present perfect, we cannot add an exact time reference. So statements such as, we've seen this movie last year, or she's found a new job yesterday are not correct. The second reason we use the present perfect is to talk about an action over a duration of time from the past up until now. For example, I've lived in this house for 10 years. In this example, the person speaking is describing the length of time that an action has taken place for, and that the action continued up until the time of speaking. It's the same for another example, like, we've known each other since we were kids. Here, we understand that two or more people knew each other when they were children, and that their relationship continued all the way up until the time of speaking. The structure for present perfect statements is subject, have, verb 3. Now here, we're introducing another verb form, which is verb 3, or more accurately, the past participle form of the verb. For example, I've written a poem. If the subject is third person singular, then we use has instead of have. For example, he's eaten all the pies. Now, with this example, it's important to know that he's is a contraction of he has, and not he is. Of course, he is eaten all the pies wouldn't make sense in any case. For negative present perfect statements, we simply add not after have or has. We might usually say have not if we really want to emphasize the negation in response to another statement. For example, if someone were to say, "You've got lots of money," to his friend, he might reply, "No, I have not got lots of money." Other than that, we would usually use the contractions haven't or hasn't. For example, we haven't been here for a long time, or the letter hasn't arrived yet. Present perfect questions simply swap the subject and have or has. For example, have you plugged it in? Or has it finished downloading? Short answers simply use have or has after the subject. For example, yes it has, or no we haven't.